Active FM. Radio has never been better.
What is up?
Hey guys.
This is the movie show.
On your favorite ORSP.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
ORSP.
PS. Oh, is that what you were unsure about?
I said N, not S.
Oh, did you say N? I heard S, right?
Yeah.
I see the best in your own. I hear the best in your
Thank
own.
you.
Even when you don't. So we are talking about Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
So this film came out in 2021.
Long film.
I went and watched it in cinemas.
2 hours and 41 minutes.
Yes, it actually is one of the longest. Is it the? No, it's obviously not the longest because of Endgame.
I think
but it's
Endgame.
one of the longest. It's at the
Yeah.
it's in the longest MCU films list. Yes, and it is an action adventure. It is also directed by Ryan. Again, Ryans are just doing the most in the directing world of the Moses. If you don't know,
Thank you for having me here.
Knives Out was also directed by Ryan, but his name is spelled Rian.
Rian.
And then there's another Ryan. Who's the other Ryan? We know another Ryan.
For me. It's me.
No, the other one.
Yeah, it's me.
No, there's another one.
What do you mean? A different way of
That's
spelling it?
directed something else.
Yeah.
There is, right? Yes. So there's lots of Ryans.
That's how
Ryans.
good.
Why didn't you go into directing, Ryan? You know? Like,
Now there's enough of us.
oh, okay. Does that make
Ryan
sense?
Flick, Ryan Little, Ryan Kruger, Ryan Murphy, Ryan Koo, Anyway.
So this is
Ryan
Coogler
Gosling.
There-
Mm.
and Ryan Reynolds, but they're actors and producers. So he also directed the first Black Panther film. So he came back. But now this is the hectic part, right? So obviously we all know that Chadwick Boseman played Black Panther and he passed away tragically. It was 2021, right?
We
It
were
was
all wondering how they were going
Yeah.
to play this one.
But do you know that Ryan had already written the script for the second Black Panther
Sure.
before he passed away? He had already written the sequel before Chadwick passed away.
So do you think that they just took Black Panther's role and sort of intertwined it with, what was the name? Shuri.
I don't think so.
Shuri.
I think he rewrote the entire
You
script.
think so?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I kind of, at the end, or sort of 3/4 through the movie already, there was just stuff I saw with Black Panther starting to, rise, or whatever her name was.
Black Panther, yeah.
Black.
Shuri. But
Panther?
she became the Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah, but almost like, okay, I'm guessing there was something supposed to go wrong, and then maybe he was gonna be like, I'm not doing this anymore, going back to my ghetto life, back to New York, and then he decides to take, because we need a hero, and then he decides to take up the thing. And
I don't think that would have played out. Because think about it. Black Panther, he showed up the first time in, wasn't it Civil War? Yes.
Yes.
It was Captain America
That's
Civil
right.
War, right? Then obviously we had the Black Panther film.
Yeah, because
then
wasn't that when Black Panther's dad died? There was an attack on an airport, or there was an attack,
Yes,
and the
yes.
dad was there.
And he wanted revenge.
Yeah.
And then obviously he learned that revenge wasn't the way to go. And
You see? And that's exactly what his sister learned as well.
No, but
the,
no,
The
wait.
revenge story
So he
again.
wouldn't have gone through that again. So we can't say that. Do you understand? What I'm saying is the Black Panther
Maybe he was
character
supposed to stop it. He was like, no, my friend, we can't keep doing this. No, guys, we have to protect. And then in the end, he finally gets that moment where he's supposed to kill him. that moment. And then he's like, revenge. And then they, okay, fine. What I seize. What did he say? I stop.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I'll stop attack. You see?
I
think he did
okay,
this.
let me give you my opinion of this film, right? So I think that the second script for Black Panther was probably brilliant, right? This one as a sequel, I don't know if it was, because what actually happened was, like, what sequel does the main character die in? Can you think of a sequel where they've done a whole movie building up, and there were other movies as well that built this character up for him to just die in his sequel?
Well, he dies and then he joins the ancestors. So,
But you don't see him in the film. Obviously, you don't see him in the film because the actor actually passed away. But do you understand what I'm saying? So what happened was they had two options here. Option number one was to recast him and continue with the story as if nothing happened to T'Challa, right?
You're talking about like CG.
No, as in like actually get a different actor. But no, it's not, as in he's It's just recast. You know how like you're watching, I don't know, Twilight. They did that in Twilight. I know they did that in Twilight where the first film so-and-so is playing so-and-so. Second film, so-and-so is gone, but that character's still
like
there.
the
It's just a
sitcoms.
new face. Exactly.
You know when they change it?
Yes.
And they're like, David Huckerman will now be
We're
playing this.
Yes.
And you're like, whoa, what was that?
And you're just like, this isn't okay. So that was the one option. The other option, obviously, is what they went for, where you now kill off his character because the actor died, right? But now there's a whole lot of challenges that come with that, where now you obviously have to set up a new protagonist. You have to take the story in a direction that it wasn't going to go previously, because now you also have to do a whole lot more foundation work, because you're setting up a completely new do you understand?
Yeah.
Which is what they did in the film. And with the whole
They did it with Spider-Man.
which Spider-Man?
Different actors, you know. Same story, different actors.
No, but it wasn't
Continuation.
No, it wasn't a continuation though.
Yeah, well, you know.
It was like, I feel like the Spider-Man
Start
really
again.
was different universes.
Start again. You know.
That's the other option, is to not make that's the third option now. They could have just not made Black Panther 2.
All right, guys, let's do this one last time. My name's Black Panther. My dad got killed in the airport. And I'm out for revenge, all right? Now let's continue.
There we go.
We could have done that.
So what do you vote on, Ryan?
Huh?
Are you happy with the sequel that you got?
How many people actually wanted them to continue Black Panther? Or was it like a Marvel? No, we can't. Because like there's a lot of Marvel characters
Yeah, they didn't.
that haven't come. So maybe they could have just like, okay, I guess that didn't work out. Very cool. But there's this very other cool character over here. Haven't introduced him. This is our time. That's for me what I think they should have just done.
So in other words, they shouldn't have made
But do you
Black
think
Panther
they did well?
2.
Do you think they did well with what they did with the whole Black Panther dying? You know,
I think
they just open up and he's dead.
this is my honest opinion
Disease.
of this film. As a tribute to Chadwick,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. As a movie, it sucked. That's my honest opinion of Black Panther.
How is it good as a tribute?
So the way they trip, because obviously they killed the Black Panther. So they killed him. They killed his character as well, right?
And he wasn't defeated. As in, it's not this enemy came, wiped him out. It was also like a sickness or something. I didn't.
Yeah,
quite-
he got sick. Hey,
You
yeah.
see?
Actually, how did he die?
So you see, so it was just as it wasn't like because
I think,
because then he wouldn't be a hero anymore.
Yeah, I think they just like they made T'Challa Chadwick.
And they did
I think
the thing.
they just took Chadwick's narrative, and everyone knew. So we were all mourning Chadwick
Yeah.
more than we were T'Challa in a way.
And the moment of silence in the beginning with the Marvel.
That was hectic.
When
Do
it
you know
happened, I was like, I just looked at my phone. I'm like,
Do you know that they've never done that before?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
the first MCU intro that's silent. Otherwise, it's dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun. That's normally.
wait, it's
And then
still
you sit there, you're like, "Yay, Marvel!" But this time it was just, and you were like, "Yo." That you did feel that in the cinema. You felt that,
Yeah.
man. That silence, everyone. I think the persons I went with a couple of friends, and they were all like, "Yo, we were all just
what did
like,
they do in Endgame?
dun 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 dun
Did
dun."
they?
Yes.
Wasn't it also like a?
Okay, but there was something.
There was some.
Oh yeah, was it actually? What did they?
You
No,
see?
but there was some, because I read on IMDb that this
Some-
was the first MCU intro
some
that didn't
synth.
have any music.
Yeah.
This one, literally, the audio team like had it easy, man.
Yeah, I was about
They're
to
like,
say.
okay, what do we? No, nothing. Oh, okay, done. We're done with
It's
that.
one of those,
Next.
yeah. Okay, tick, we done
Tick.
it there.
We're
Okay.
done.
All right, logo part.
Guys, this
Oh.
is hectic.
Okay, it's done.
Good.
All right, next page. All right, guys.
yeah,
That's it.
like,
lunch break. Be back in an hour.
No. Good job for today, guys. It's 8:00 in the morning. We are done. We are done on the intro sequence.
Let's go on to page 3.
Do you think they really went on to
All
page
right,
3?
we need about 568 gunshots. Marcus, please
Water.
get us.
We
Yeah.
need gurgling water.
Yes.
I still don't
Yeah.
have the gurgling water sound that I wanted. Then you have all the people
Yeah.
that like, no, he sucks next. That's what happened. That was the.
What did you think of the CG? The whole look and feel.
The
kind of-
whole look and feel of the water people. I don't know what they called. Sorry.
No,
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. Like, the dude was in a Speedo. Let's be honest. That was his costume. A whole freaking costume team, and that's all they could do was give the guy wings on his ankles and put him in a Speedo.
The wings on their ankles really bugged.
That really bugged me too. I was just like, this is weird. This is just weird. Like,
and there's some parts where the compositing didn't work for me. But the one thing that they complained about the first Wakanda was, that whole waterfall where they battle for who's going to be the
chief or
the,
whatever.
The next chief. If you look at the background, it wasn't well, like, it was just blurred. If you look at like depth, it's more blurry background, and as you come more forward, it becomes more in focus. If you look at that scene, it was just everything was just blurred. It was like literally someone just put it like Caucasian blurred.
Yeah.
Box blurred, done up. Okay,
that looks better, right?
Done. But if you look at what they did this time, it looked a lot better.
Yeah. I watched a review where the guy did say the CG in this one was a lot better than the first one. He still though said that he liked the first one more than this one. Like for him, this one wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know that Chadwick Boseman's brother? His name's Derek. He actually spoke out against the idea of retiring the character of T'Challa. In other words, of killing off T'Challa. Instead of recasting. For him, he wanted them to recast because he said that he believes that his brother wouldn't have been so egotistical as to want the character to die with him and would instead want the character's journey to continue. So here we have, according to his own brother, that they shouldn't have killed T'Challa. They should have recast him.
So in other words, this was like a common, just a normal response. Instead of like checking, okay, what would, with the family, what would you have us do?
Want?
I wonder if they did,
This is where actors actually need a will. In the case of, they need a character will.
I'm sure it's in the clause there somewhere.
No, I don't think, because now...
They have to think about these things.
They need like Johnny Depp with Jack Sparrow. Like, in the case of my death, what would you have me do with? But I suppose it's not that simple because it's also studios.
In the case of you going on trial and we having to fire you.
Yeah, we really needed that.
What will we do?
But I suppose this is where it comes in. It's not the actor's decision what happens to their character. Yeah. It's the producer, the writer, the director, the storytellers at the end of the day.
I can't imagine like that first meeting. Imagine like they hear about his passing. And then everyone, okay, guys, we need to meet. And then like sitting around table, sit down. Good morning, guys. Okay, so we have a problem. All right. Any ideas?
You know what I personally think should have happened, right? I don't think they should have made a Black Panther sequel, right? I think that because even in Chadwick Boseman, his contract with Marvel was for 5 films, and this would have been the last of that 5 because the first would have been Captain America, then it was Black Panther, then Endgame, Infinity War, Endgame, and then now Black Panther 2 would have been the last film, and then obviously they would have either signed him on for more films.
What if it was a contract thing? No, we have to put him in because that's the contract, and if we breach the contract, then this and that and that. So in other words, how are we going to put him in? Let's do a...
But technically he wasn't in.
He was. His face was in there. His name was mentioned. The character was mentioned.
Yeah, but that's not him being in. Because, like, think about it. How many times has Robert Downey Jr.'s face been in a Marvel film?
True, and they mentioned his character as well in this film.
Yeah. So it's not... It's actual work. It's like, I worked on the film.
That is a clause we need to look at.
So I just feel like they should have somehow brought it out maybe in another film that, because obviously the MCU continues and then it's like, whoa, well, what happened to Black Panther? So they either should have recast the character. Okay, the 2 options. If they wanted to continue with a sequel, then I think they should have done what Chadwick's brother wanted and recast him, right? So we don't kill off T'Challa. We continue with Ryan's first original script idea. I think that would have been better for MCU, the franchise. Or they should have not gone with a Black Panther 2 sequel. They should have maybe killed off T'Challa, but like, how in another film, like, they hear the news that T'Challa's just died. They could have written it into, I don't know, like Ant-Man 2 or Ant-Man 3, whatever. The next Ant-Man, do you understand what I'm saying? So they write it in, or like No Way Home, they could have written it in there type of thing. And then they could have continued with something else. So, like, obviously they introduced new characters and new possibilities for the MCU. But yeah, like that chick that's supposed to be Iron Man, which I'm just completely against. I must be quite honest.
I think it's a very complicated situation. I think it would have been just best to say,
don't do it.
That's enough.
There's enough MCUs, MCU films.
Apparently, T'Challa, King of Wakanda, is dying from an illness which his sister, Shuri, believes can be cured by the heart-shaped herb.
Yes, but that herb was...
synthetically recreate the herb after it was destroyed.
By Killmonger in the first one. So he went and burnt all of the... Yeah. But now... I'm about to ask a very technical question that neither of us can answer, so I don't know if I should ask it, but I'm going to ask it. Technically, he in the first Black Panther, that herb he used to become the Black Panther, doesn't that make you immortal? No.
Yes.
But then how did his father die? Okay, we are being told yes. But then why do they keep dying? Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a hole in the storyline, guys. No, but that actually was the problem with this film. The problem with this film was the narrative. The storyline was the problem, and the production designer. Yeah. Whoever okayed that underwater city and Speedo needed to be fired.
Yeah, it was weird for me.
It was whack. And then she goes there and she's looking around and she's so amazed, and it sucks. It sucked.
It doesn't look amazing.
That underwater city sucked.
It actually looked dark.
Aquaman's underwater city was way better.
It looked dark as well, right?
It was terrible.
Because he was like, here we go, here's my city. And she's like, wow.
And I was just like...
And it's like, wait, what?
Where? Is this it? And I mean, Avatar, can we be honest here, guys? Avatar 2 was coming out. They knew that there was going to be an underwater or a water city in Avatar 2, and they wanted to now go and compete with it. Seriously?
Honestly, it looked like my pool on a bad day.
Ryan, do you even have a pool?
No.
Okay.
But you know what I'm talking about. Like it looked dark, and there's like people coming up to you, and even like...
Yes. Like, could they even breathe underwater? Like,
there was only one person I saw with gills on it. Suddenly they had gills, and then I saw one person breathing. I'm like, oh my word, that person's got gills. Like for the first time.
It was very weird. It was very, very weird.
So no.
Aquaman's underwater city was better. I'm sorry, I'm saying
and
that.
And even the mixture, like the flying and the underwater, and you can breathe, and his skin.
Can I be honest? The beginning of the film was cool, right? So when they go to that ship, and then people start walking off because other people were singing, and now you're like, that was cool. Like the whole mystery of it, because we've never had anything like that in the MCU before. Like no one's ever been hypnotized by singing. Do you understand? Yeah. So that was cool. But then from the second act, the film went downhill very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just stuff about it. I was just like,
The grief aspect of the film, that was and then when Angela Bassett's character passes away too, and you're just like, this is hectic.
And she's the next.
Yeah, and she's alone. She's literally lost her father, her brother, and now her mother, and it's her by herself.
And she was finished.
I know.
And she was going for revenge.
Yeah.
It made a good, solid. I was just like, yes. And she's going for it, and she doesn't care about anybody else. And especially with Michael
B. Jordan.
Yeah, with his character coming in, it's like, are you going to be like your brother, or are you going to take care of business? And even at that moment, I'm like, take care of business. Literally.
Really?
No,
definitely. I think at that point I was just like, seriously, now she's going to go revenge. No, she's going the revenge route. Great. Yeah. So we have a bad story, a bad underwater city, and revenge. This is like the perfect mix for a disastrous film.
But then the whole, what do you call it?
Can I tell you, no?
The whole crescendo is, let's stop taking our people are suffering. Let's stop the revenge
can we talk about that end fight? So the two of them are off on that island, right? And then the Wakandan people and the Neymar's people, whatever.
I don't understand why they didn't think about the fact that the guy's got this freaking vibranium, and he's like poking a hole in the ship. Like they're gonna lock him in there, take him to the desert, like, and Yuri's busy. He's just stabbing the ship with.
For me, that wasn't my problem. My problem was. They were like 10 Wakandians, right? There were like 10 of them at the edge of the ship, right? And then the rest of the ship was those people, right?
Yeah.
And it took those people so long. Like, why were they not killed?
Yeah.
For me, I was just like, this
and
is
they're
terrible.
walking them off.
Yes, and 5 minutes later, literally not even five whole minutes later, they were still like, okay, so it was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
I like it. And then 10 minutes later, it was like, why haven't they killed us yet? Like, what? No, that was terrible.
No. It felt rushed, didn't you think? It was just like, oh, what are we gonna do? Okay, let's get a whole bunch of them sitting on the edge, and then let's get everybody.
Remember, we spoke
up.
about this when we did the Black Adam review. That like with superhero movies, by the third act, it's just sad. Like it really just gets. They I don't know. They run out of time. They run out of budget. They run out of good ideas. But by the third act, it's tired. Superhero films at the moment, at the end of the movie, it's tired. You know what's going to happen. At the last minute, when all is lost, where there's no hope, where the bad guys have like...
They should have taken our advice. Let's just stop the superhero movie. Can we just breathe a bit from the superhero movies?
The problem is though, the MCU is superheroes.
Well,
like honestly, what are your thoughts for? So this year we've got Ant-Man, we've got Guardians of the Galaxies.
I'm looking forward to that.
Guardians of the Galaxies. Honestly, I saw the trailer this morning. And I was
really?
I want to watch that. I actually do want to watch Guardians. So, yeah.
What's the director's name? Something Gunn?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Who's taken over DC.
Yes.
I do actually want to watch, yeah.
And he's doing Guardians.
I don't know if he's done this Guardians.
He's like really scored, eh? He's got two spots.
Yeah,
here. He's a winner.
He's got an egg in each basket.
Yeah, he's a winner either way.
So if you say DC sucks, he's got the Marvel side. If you say Marvel sucks... Yeah. Yeah, no, but he already did the Suicide Squad, so he's already done. Yeah, it is him.
Yeah, he's gunning for it.
He's gunning for it. Yeah, no. But Ant-Man, I don't know. I think I've seen I don't know.
The last Ant-Man, I just remember being like...
And this one's Quantumania, which means it's very, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to keep reinventing a new idea.
And then also the problem with Marvel is they have all their TV shows. So apparently...
Feels forced.
Yes. With this one, so the chick that's supposed to become the new Iron Man, whatever, they had to get her character or introduce her character because a series is coming out. I think that might be the Iron Heart series that's coming out on Disney+. But that's also the problem is now they're focusing on too many things. So they've got their series, which not everyone's watching.
Where does that Iron Heart chickie come from?
Isn't she supposed to be the next Iron Man?
Wow.
Or the equivalent.
Really?
But that's also my problem with the MCU is they're replacing every single character with a female. Soon there's going to be no males in the MCU. Like it's just going to be females. And I'm like, really? Ryan, would you watch that? An all-female MCU.
Well, didn't you notice with this film already, it was
very
like
female.
Even at that whole waterfall thing where they have to now...
Yeah.
Look,
I don't think that would have happened if Chadwick or if they'd kept T'Challa alive. It wouldn't. Yeah.
Yes, it was the opportunity.
Yeah, no, for me personally, I was disappointed by Black Panther 2. That was my personal opinion. However, my belief, my trust in Marvel has gone completely out of the window. I have no trust in them anymore. At one point, I loved Marvel. Now, no.
There were two characters in this film that I loved.
It was
Winston Duke.
Who was that?
So it's the tribal leader of that whole guerrilla.
Yes. What's his name?
He was funny.
No,
M'Baku.
Yes, he was it. They should have made him.
He was so legit.
They should have made him the lead, man.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him.
Yeah. You know that
he held the film together.
For those people who are not in South Africa, there are actually people with his character that you see on the news these days. Literally. Huh? What did you call that one woman? You evil what? You bull-headed demon?
Apparently, I think that was him, eh? That was not scripted.
I'm not surprised. Do you know where Winston Duke is from? If you had to take a guess.
Isn't he from the UK?
No. He's not.
He's not?
No.
Where is he from?
Take another guess.
I don't want to take another guess.
Come on.
He's from Africa.
He's not.
He's from Africa.
He's not from Africa.
Where is he from?
He's not even from the United States
He's from
of America.
Australia.
No, he's not even from
He's
Australia.
Canadian.
Have you heard of a country called Tobagonian?
No? What?
Yeah.
Where?
It's like South America, eh?
Oh, that's cool. He's South American.
apparently,
From where?
go look it up. Tobagonin.
But he has such a British name. Winston
Yes.
Duke.
Mm.
Like what? Oh, I see.
It's an island just off South America. Pretty crazy. I wanted to know because of his accent and how well
He's actually epic. This guy. Why they had gold? They have gold, and they didn't use him.
He was very good. If that man was
No, if he died, I know. When I was watching it, I was like, if this man dies, if they kill this man, I will be mad. I will actually be mad.
He got punched and he's like.
So they did a good thing there that they didn't kill him.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was the first thing that
yeah.
was good about the film. I agree.
And then the other guy, which I know everybody noticed, was the River Tribe elder, Isaac Dibang. It was the guy with the big thing in his lip.
He was in the first
Every time they talk, he talks and I was just like,
But now this is my point, right? This is my point. You have a costume designer that does that.
That was humorous
But
on
that's
purpose.
the thing. You have a costume designer that does that. And then you have a dude in a Speedo. Like, what happened? Why?
That was not part of his project.
No, whoever was the production designer.
His project was that guy.
In fact, let me search let's shame this person. Let's search the Black Panther 2.
But shame. You have to find out who's specific, because I'm sure there were different, like there's a whole
No, but the production
log of
designer
names.
is head of everything. Like, they okay everything.
That's also true.
So, Hannah... What's her name?
How dare you?
Hannah Beachler. Hannah Beachler. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
We are mad. We are, this is not okay. You should get a written warning from production
But
design in
something-
general for this.
That's an warning from Sash.
If you get 2 more, you are no longer allowed to be a production designer.
Sash doesn't like you anymore.
No, man.
2 more warnings.
Imagine if his costume and if the underwater people were bad. Imagine if that had been...
You have to admit though, the African film, they did quite well.
No, they did well on that.
Yeah,
but then they went and sucked.
the whole the way they did the hair, the way they did the costume, all of that.
Yes.
It was just
So then what did they spend so much time? What was it? Did they need what? Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you have that much money at your disposal and then you go and do that.
And you had Nigerian accents speaking like Zulu and some Xhosa there, and I mean some of the words I knew. It was like Hamba. I'm like, yeah, I know that one. I'm like, yes, I know what that means. Please take the subtitles. I'm good. I'm fine. I know exactly what it means.
That's when you're proud of your subject. I don't need the subtitles, guys. You could do it. Then they start speaking Spanish. You're like, wait, bring the subtitles back. Bring that.
I even heard some Sotho words. I'm like, yes, mamela. Yo, listen. I was just like, what? I was like, yay.
Yeah, no shame. No, they didn't. And the thing is, though, with the Namers tribe, they were going for the whole Mexican feel, weren't they? I think they were.
I felt it Indian.
But
I literally did.
I don't. With Mexican, Mexican is like African. Do you understand? From you can get all creative with it.
Mexican.
Look at Coco. Do you understand?
Mexican.
Mexican. It's colorful.
There you go.
It's also rich in culture and then they go. I mean,
I really got the Hindu vibe. Honestly speaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I get what you're saying.
I got the Hindu.
But the thing is, he's Mexican.
I thought it was Indian. I thought it was some Bollywood star.
But even Bollywood, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna go Indian, what the hell's wrong with you? Why would you have a dark, dull, underwater, dark? It looked like South Africa in load shedding underwater.
My pool.
That's literally what it. I'm sorry, they flopped with their one man. So hopefully Guardians will not be like this. But I think James Gunn has got our back.
Yes.
But also, I'm not blaming Ryan, the director.
No, don't blame Ryan.
Because first of all, he had already written the sequel for Chadwick Boseman. Then he died, so that's the first thing.
And then he had to.
And then the second, Hannah was the problem. Hannah was a problem, and she needs to apologize. She needs to send out a public apology. Yeah. I'm demanding an apology from Hannah.
Yeah,
yes.
not for everything, just the
water people, man. Yeah. But this has been the movie show
on your favorite ORSPS.
And soon, as soon as Ryan watches it, we'll do Avatar 2. Peace.